are in the world, and these words of mine were to reach you, and you are Muslim, even if you're not a Muslim, go to the scholars of Islam, wherever they are you could meet, and ask them, this money that we're now using, we don't see this money in the Quran, we don't see it in the Sunnah. It's new, it's never been used before. Is this money halal or is it haram? Ask them.
Assalamualaikum sahabat.
Intrinsic value is that the money has a value which is located inside the money. It's not located outside where it can be manipulated to make Indonesia a slave country. So money in Islam always has intrinsic value. And when you use such money, and provided that demand and supply remain constant, the same price you'd pay for a sheep or for a chicken 1,000 years ago, the same price you'll pay today. How wonderful is this? How wonderful. No inflation. No inflation. And one of the strategies which they employ to establish their dominion over mankind is to change the money. To remove the money that Allah has ordained, dinar and dirham, to prohibit the use of gold as money, which is shirk. Are you hearing me? Did you hear what I say? It is shirk to prohibit what Allah has permitted. And Allah has permitted gold as money. And they prohibit the use of gold as money. That's what they did in the International Monetary Fund, the Articles of Agreement. Prohibit the use of gold as money. They want to rule the whole world. If we are to respond to this immensely dangerous challenge in the world of money, what do? That one possible response is to make our money redeemable in gold. When Indonesia became independent, President Ahmad Sukarno called in the ulama and asked them about the status of paper money. And they explained to him that the paper money would be halal, provided that it is redeemable in gold. That's what they said to him. I don't know whether the ulama in Indonesia remember that today, but that's what the ulama told Sukarno, that if the paper money is redeemable in gold, it's halal. And Sukarno actually fixed that so much paper money will be equal to so much in gold, and you can take your paper money and you can get the gold. That's why they had to kill him. He had to be removed. If one country in the world is able to make its currency redeemable in gold, their whole system collapses. Everything will collapse. If you attempt to do that now, to have your paper money redeemable in gold, first of all you have to have enough gold. And they have done everything they could possibly do to control all the gold reserves of the world. But Allah can always bring more gold into the world. Yes, let me say that having studied Islamic eschatology, I have come to the conclusion that it is only a Khilafah state that has the power ready to be able to defy this bogus monetary system and restore dinar and dirham as money today. Only a Khilafah state.
Jualan khilafah untuk menakut-nakuti manusia, ditakut-takutilah manusia. Khilafah khilafah itu bunuhin orang, khilafah itu intoleransi, khilafah itu tidak manusiawi, khilafah itu akan merusak NKRI, khilafah itu anti Pancasila, khilafah itu terorisme, ISIS dan seterusnya. Ini yang dijual, sehingga menakut-nakuti manusia. Ini namanya jualan ketakutan. Kenapa banyak orang yang takut dengan khilafah? Karena misinformasi, karena hoax yang diberikan. Padahal kenapa harus takut? Khilafah itu bukan sesuatu yang aneh kok di dalam Islam. Kenapa? Coba Anda lihat, sejarah khilafah itu lebih banyak yang mengerikan atau lebih banyak yang justru membahagiakan, membanggakan. Kapan masa-masa ketika Islam itu memimpin dunia? Masa khilafah. Kapan masa-masa Islam itu ketika menerangi dunia dengan ilmu pengetahuan? Masa khilafah. Kenapa harus takut dengan khilafah? Anda takut karena Anda nggak tahu. Kalau Anda ditakut-takuti dengan khilafah, ayo cari. Masa apa Islam berjaya? Yuk cari. Sebelum Indonesia ada apa di dunia? Yuk cari. Sebelum perang dunia ada apa? Yuk cari. Kapan Islam menggoreskan dengan tinta emas kepada peradaban dunia? Di masa apa? Di masa Islam diterapkan. Di masa khilafah.
The Khilafah state is a state in which God's law is supreme. A Khilafah state is not only a state in which Allah's law is the supreme law, but also it has to be a state of us, where there is no authority and no law higher than Allah's law. Umran Bayt al-Maqdis Karabu Yatrib. When you see Jerusalem built up, shining center stage in the world, then look to Medina. And when you see Medina in a state of forlorn desolation, Karabu Yatrib, then Karabu Yatrib Khurujul Malhama. Then look, because the next event that is going to come, major in the historical process, will be the Malhama. Jerusalem is already in a commanding position in the world today. Jerusalem controls the U.S. Congress, and the United States is a ruling state in the world today.
Well, the United States supports Israel in a variety of ways. We give them all sorts of military and economic support. We veto resolutions in the United Nations all the time that are critical of Israel.
Ceux qui sont contre, 14 fois pour, le projet de résolution n'est pas adopté par suite du vote négatif d'un membre permanent du Conseil.
Malhama is a great war, a great war, prophesied by Nabi Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam, which will occur in Akhirul Zaman, the end time. The Christians know it as Armageddon. Armageddon, the great war. When thousands of nuclear weapons have exploded, when there have been days without any sunlight, when most of mankind has perished, and there's a rump of mankind still surviving, how will Israel, how will the banking system survive? And how will you be able to use electronic money? And then someone came from Saudi Arabia and met with me and explained to me. He said, what will perish will be wireless communication. Electronic money that is conveyed to the wireless system. But when it is conveyed through cables, underground cables, that will still survive. So the internet will not collapse, no. Only that part of the internet will survive, which is protected, which is conveyed through cables and fiber optics and so on. And I understood now I understand. How is it possible in a post-nuclear world for an electronic monetary system to replace the petrodollar? That will be, of course, a financial Guantanamo, a monetary Guantanamo, because you can't take your money out of the banking system. No. All you can do is transfer from one account to another. So your money is hostage in their banking system. And the minute you step out of line, they perceive you as a threat to them. They can freeze your account. That's all. And you have no money. Stand up in Israel and declare, I am the Messiah. I have a surprise for you. A bitter surprise. That there are people in the world today who are struggling to establish a Khilafah state. That's what they're doing. A bogus Khilafah state, but a Khilafah state. They want the state of Israel to become a Khilafah state. The Jews want to establish a Khilafah state. That's what they want to do. Because what Nabi Dawood alayhi salam, the Prophet David, did was to establish a Khilafah state. That's what Nabi Sulaiman alayhi salam did, the Prophet Solomon. A Khilafah state. And they want to establish a Khilafah state. At the end of the day, after the electronic monetary system has given them that consolidation of power that they need, that Israel will then proclaim itself to be Holy Israel, or what I call the Khilafah state, the Khilafah state.
Masih banyak topik yang akan kita bahas. Silakan subscribe channel kami agar kita bisa lebih dekat dan bersama membahas berbagai topik menarik lainnya. Like bila Anda suka dan unlike saja bila Anda tidak suka dengan video seperti ini. Terima kasih telah menonton dan sampai jumpa.
But Israel cannot claim to be Holy Israel. Khalifa state, Khilafah state, using bogus money. Nobody, no Jew will accept Dajjal as their Masih. And so Israel will have to return to dinar and dirham. Yes. And a dinar and dirham monetary system will have to come back to the world. And that Khilafah state, of course, cannot use bogus money. They will have to use dinar and dirham. So at the end of the day, even the virtual money and electronic money and digital money will all go. And dinar and dirham will be saved as money. And I pray that I'm not alive. I beg Allah to take me away, take me away, take me away. I don't want to live to see that day of shame and disgrace. That they bring back the dinar and dirham while we are content to eat biryani and go home and sleep.